This week in Aristeia 101, it's Hunter and Prey. So here we are. What does Corvus Belli do? They release an updated scenario pack. If you go to www.aristeiathegame.com, you can download this from their download section. They also have updated AGL Season 4 rules that if you're into competitive play, you might want to go and take a look at. Now, what we were quite excited to see, however, is a new scenario called Hunter and Prey. This takes King of the Hill and puts a really interesting twist on things. So, as always, initial deployment, whoever is underdog will choose their initial deployment zone, and, well, the other player will get the opposite. So, as always, deployment is alternating, and in this scenario you can deploy inside or adjacent to your starting deployment zone areas. The scoring zone will be the center of the map for the entirety of the game. Now the objectives, like King of the Hill, is if you have more characters in the scoring zone than your adversary, you'll get 2 victory points. And if it's a tie, with both of you having at least 1 character in the scoring zone, well, it's only 1 victory point. The fun twist comes with the additional objectives. If you feel like going Predator, this is the one you're going to go for. So, Hunter's Trophy. Characters gain a Hunter's Trophy when they force an enemy player to go to the infirmary under the following circumstances. Number 1. The character inflicted damage during the resolution of a combat roll. Number 2. The character performed or applied the effect of an action or automatic skill that inflicted damage. An example being Suppressive Fire or Mooncycle. And 3. The character played a tactic whose effect inflicted damage. Example, Valkyrie's Cry. If a character is sent to the infirmary in any other circumstances, due to the effects of a state for instance, their owner decides which enemy character gains the Hunter's Trophy. Use a counter to represent the Hunter's Trophy and place it on the character card or next to it so it is clear to whom it belongs. The player gains 1 victory point each time an enemy character goes to the infirmary. That's pretty awesome. Furthermore, add 1 extra victory point for each Hunter's Trophy that the enemy character had in their possession before going to the infirmary. So this is really the crux of the battle. Crux of things. If you've got a blender of a character, say Musashi, he can go around and get frag and frag and frag and just send everyone to the infirmary, and he will get a victory point each time he does it. That's great. That's what Musashi is fantastic at. But what's going to happen is, let's just say he gets 4 Hunter's Trophies on him. That means when Musashi is taken out by someone, because, well, you should really try to take out Musashi, there will be a victory point for that. Then the 4 trophies he had on him will turn into 5 victory points. So this makes the better damage output characters you have, the great combat monsters, it makes them into, well, targets. Because, well, obviously they can take out your characters, and that's always a good reason to take them out. But on top of that, they'll be worth more victory points. And that's just fascinating. I just love that idea right there. Now, if 2 characters inflict enough damage for them both to go to the infirmary at the same time, their respective teams add 1 victory point and 1 extra victory point for each Hunter's Trophy the rival character had before the damage was inflicted. So you can double KO, but don't worry, you still get victory points for it. Characters that go to the infirmary lose all of their hunter's trophies. Things reset, and all the Aristeia rules related to frags apply. Now, the end of the match is end of the 5th round, whoever's got the most victory points, or whoever has 8 or more victory points at the end of a round. The player with the most victory points wins. In case there is a tie, the winner will be the player with the most frag tokens throughout the match. If a tie persists, add up the current number of Hunter's trophies per team to break it. Oh my gosh, I want to play this scenario so badly. This is just, it's a fantastic twist, I think, on King of the Hill. Looks to be very exciting, and should be nice and frantic, and I don't think it's going to go necessarily that long relative to a full game of King of the Hill. And the fact that if a state takes out a character, as it says, if a character is sent to the infirmary in any other circumstances, again, due to the effects of state, their owner decides which enemy character gains the Hunter's Trophy. So that could really be nice and strategic. Just because, okay, I got killed by poison via Bachman or Dart. Well, but I'm working on Musashi or Valkyrie over there, and they're closer, and I can bring more to bear on them. I'm going to give the Hunter's Trophy to, well, the person I'm about to take out, not necessarily where it came from. So this is just really, really exciting. I'll be honest, we're kind of still looking at this scenario. We're still soaking it in. Obviously, you are going to want to be able to dish out some damage. You need to be able to give as good as you take. I'm just really abuzz at the possibilities here. And again, you still have the center point being a central part of the conflict for this game, and you can't necessarily ignore it. It is still worth victory points after all. So, no, this looks like a thrilling scenario, and I look forward to getting my hands on it. Like, comment, and subscribe.